Hello and welcome to today's October 2nd, second stimulus check update and second stimulus package update. President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump have tested positive for COVID-19. I want to cover the chain of presidential authority. The House of Representatives passes the new stimulus package and what that means for us. The House of Representatives is now leaving Washington to go on break. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now for all the best updates on the stimulus, the government, and other smart money tips. Okay, now last night at around 1 a.m., President Trump tweeted that he and First Lady Melania have tested positive for COVID-19 and will start their 14 days of quarantine. He tweeted, "Tonight, Flautis and I tested positive for COVID-19. We will begin our quarantine and recovery process immediately. We will get through this together." Presidential nominee Joe Biden tweeted, "Jill and I send our thoughts to President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump for a swift recovery. We will continue to pray for the health and safety of the president and his family. I wish to also send my thoughts and prayers to the president and his wife." Now, early this morning, a few of you in the community wrote me asking, what happens if the president becomes too ill to fulfill his duty or dies? So where multiple people asked a similar question, I thought I would do some research and let you know. Whenever a president of the United States of America becomes ill or endangered or goes in for a medical treatment, the vice president is immediately put on call to take over the duties of the president or to be sworn in as the new acting president. Or a president can hand over authority to the vice president through the Senate and then take it back when he or she is ready to resume the presidential position. This has happened a few times in the past when presidents have gone in for medical treatments or in the event that a president has passed away. Now, in the event that Vice President Mike Pence is unable to perform his duties as president, the Speaker of the House would be the next in command. So in this case, right now in 2020, that would be Nancy Pelosi. As of right now, President Trump's White House doctor has said that he is showing mild symptoms, and is continuing to work as usual from the White House. Joe Biden is negative along with his wife Jill, and Vice President Mike Pence and his wife have also tested negative at this time. The House of Representatives have passed the new Mini Heroes Act, which is a $2.2 trillion stimulus relief package. It received 214 yes votes to 207 no votes. With the bill, the new Mini Heroes Act bill, gaining enough votes in the House of Representatives, it will now advance to the Senate where it can be discussed, debated, passed, negotiated, or rejected. In the event that it is accepted and voted on with enough votes, it would then go up to the president to be reviewed. It is expected that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Secretary of Treasury Steve Mnuchin will continue their negotiations, but the House needed to vote on the Mini Heroes Act because they go on break today. This new Mini Heroes Act, we've had so many things thrown out, so I'll just give a very brief reminder. $1,200 stimulus checks for adults, $500 for children and adult dependents. It also had unemployment assistance between now and January of 2021. It also had tens of billions in aid for renters and homeowners that are behind on rent or their mortgage payments, or to assist landlords. So once we know more what's solidified, I'll come out with a full detail, but this is just a quick reminder. Now, the Senate has already responded to the Many Heroes Act bill by saying that it is too expensive and will take on too much debt for future generations. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said this bill was passed to make clear what the bill is. So she just wanted to solidify in writing what the bill was. She plans to continue negotiations with Steve Mnuchin. Now, next week, you'll probably hear me talking more about Majority Senator Mitch McConnell and the Republicans. We've been talking a lot about the Democrats in the House of Representatives because the ball was in their court. Now we'll be talking about the Senate and also Mitch McConnell. Now, I've said this before. The Senate is going to be very much focused on what's going on with the president and his health. They're also going to be focused on putting in the new Supreme Court justice and going through those procedures. So anyway, we'll speak more about that in this coming week. Okay, now as I mentioned in my video yesterday, I worry that this bill was passed only because the House of Representatives is going on break, not because House Speaker Nancy Pelosi believed it would pass. And I believe that that is the case. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be upfront with you. So it still needs to be negotiated. It still needs to pass through the Senate. So I don't want to get anyone overly excited. You know, both sides have dangled carrots enough that we now know not to get overly excited, right? So, but the vote did happen and it did pass. As more comes out from the Senate, or the Mnuchin-Pelosi negotiations, I will make sure to let my community know what's going on. Now, as a favor to me, would you mind giving this video a like? It takes hours and hours to do the research, and it's just me here that puts this together for you guys. Okay, I just wanted to let you guys know that, yes, I am aware that there are 4 separate YouTube channels that use my stimulus updates in place of their own video. YouTube doesn't seem to care. I have brought it to their attention, so they're going to take this very video that I'm talking on and use it as if it were their own. But I appreciate you guys caring enough to bring it to my attention, but I did want you to know that I was aware of it. Now, the next debate, the next presidential debate, has not been canceled at this point. It could be done remotely through technology, or it could be postponed to be just outside of the 14 days of quarantine. And you know, as long as presidential nominee Joe Biden doesn't also come down with it and then start another 14-day process. This seems to work out as just the day before, Nancy Pelosi was urging Joe Biden to do no more presidential debates. So they may be getting what they want. But I will let you know if that is canceled or when the next date is announced. As of right now, Vice President Mike Pence and Vice Presidential nominee Kamala Harris have agreed to hold their debate next week on Wednesday, October 7th, here in Salt Lake City, Utah. So I'll make sure to remind you of that. I believe that debate will go well, and they're going to be watching it very, very closely. Now, just on a national level, 837,000 people filed for unemployment this week. The jobs data came out showing 661,000 new jobs were added in the month of September, and unemployment has fallen from 8.4% now down to 7.9%. Remember, they didn't think unemployment would be under 10% until 2021, so they are seeing some good recovery data there. As we go into the weekend, unless there's something big, I won't come back on until Monday. So I wish to remind you that you are amazing. Have a great weekend. I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.